Well then, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today is your lucky day of the game of Van Helsing. As you may have seen, my first part of my first recording I started to show you. So, here it is, the game of Van Helsing itself, as well as Hugh Jackman himself that did the film. And so today you'll be seeing me to be Van Helsing, as well as pretending I'm Hugh Jackman, as well as it's a video game of the film itself. There's a couple of little bits and pieces that are not the same on it, and you'll find out sooner or later. If you have seen the film, you'll find out what I mean exactly. But if you haven't seen the film, as well as if you haven't played the game, then it's a new thing for you to know. Okay, right, so first we will go back into new game, as well as to let you know that you have got continue, new game, load game, options, and gallery. Pretty sure gallery is CL GL G8. No, forget it. Okay, so yeah. Right, so you've got new game. Now, when you've got a new memory card or an old memory card on a PS2 and you haven't played this game before, and you might have watched me play it, and you tempt yourself to say, yep, I think I'll buy that on PS2 and get a memory card. So on a memory card, when you put one in and your first time player and you press new game, but I have got 3 sets of choices of putting saves in. But usually when you're a first time player and you haven't played this game, you usually have choice between using 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 of the selections of saves you can put on to whichever one you want to use. Right, so when you press whichever one you want, like number 1 for example, that I'm going to use, you'll be able to have something like this. But when you're a first time player, like I said, on a new memory card, or your first memory card you put in your console, the game will say easy to start off with. And usually when you finish the game on easy, it will allow you to use medium instead of easy. But as I've played this loads of times on a couple of memory cards, it will allow me to choose medium, easy, or hard. So what we're going to do is go on medium and basically explain a couple of details and other bits and pieces that you might not know all about with the game, and some other bits and pieces. So usually from the start of the game, it has a scene like this. Which is basically saying about Paris, which is a location where the Hugh Jackman himself would be, in a nice area like this, as well as a pair of hands, a nice jacket, a nice face, and a nice hat. Yeah. As well as in the film, he'll have some nice blades, as well as some pistols in the film. You'll have those two weapons. As well as in the game, you'll have pistols and some stores, as well as two other things, which you'll find out soon. But also, if you haven't played the game, you don't know what is involved. But if you have played it before, you know exactly what's involved. But if you don't, then I will give you some explain of things to allow you to know what to do. Okay, so you want to press the start button if you've got it on PS2, but it should be on PS4 and PS5 to be remastered instead of having it on PS2. Which is what I'm hoping and praying it will do, but I don't think that will happen. But I'm just going to hope and pray that they flicking do, just like on the Tomb Raider games. But anyway, right, so first of all, when you press the start button, you want to make sure you go to options. But before I do that, you've got the top one, which is RESUME, which is basically allow you to continue. Pretty sure that's what that word means. You've got INVENTORY, as well as you have got scores, options, and main menu. Now, I'm going to leave this one right here for now. But first of all, we want to go into options because you want some explaining of what is in there. Especially with the controls, if you're not quite satisfied of how the weapons and how Thanos moves and all that sort of stuff. Well, first of all, you've got place ends, which is what you want to go through first, as well as when you see the word in white, that is the correct thing. And what I mean by that is basically when it is white, it's saying that's the one you're on, as well as usually when you use the mouse on the PC, it's usually pointing at the right thing, what you're selecting at. So basically that's what the white colouring is on certain words that you can see right here. So also on the top one, that has got a yes and a no with all the other bits and pieces on top of it. You want to make sure that is in white. Also you got aiming, saming, or scheming, but I'm just going to say it's aiming. So what you want to do is make sure that is saying auto switch. So make sure that is an auto switch. Okay, so you want to make sure that is in there. As well as if it isn't, then just push L3 or the right D-pad button or the left D-pad button, or push L3 towards the left, and then make sure those are in white, and then press down with L3, push it down, or use the right down D-pad button to allow the word to be in white on done, and press X. And then also you got the next one down, which is auto video settings. What you want to do is basically have the sound up if you want to hear it a bit more better. And if you're quite happy as it is, just push L3 down where you'll find some music. If you want it to go up or down, push L3 towards the left or right, or use the right D-pad button and all that sort of stuff. Same buttons. Also, you got the next one down, which is PEL 60 video mode. You want to make sure that's off. Push done, but make sure done is in white. Next door, you've got control layout. Now you want to know what is in the control layout, because you, like I said, if you don't know the controls of how to make Van Helsing move properly, and if you're not happy with which buttons are already been put on for you to control the way the setup's already set up. So you want to make sure you go in there, make sure the word is in white, as well as vibrations on your controller. You freaking definitely want them off. So push L3 towards the right, or use the right D-pad button and push one of those once. But it doesn't matter which way you do it, because there's only two options it can do. Next of all, gap onto 3 sections, as well as select A, control scheme. I'm pretty sure that's what SCHME is. But you've got 1, 2, and 3 in there. Now, with each one of these 3, they have different ways of setting up the controls for man himself and Helsing to move into certain places. So you've got on scheme 1, or number 1, I'm just going to say it's number 1. You've got square, which is weapon 1. Weapon 1 is basically the pistols. And weapon 2 is always the saws. So, square is for weapon 1, pistols. Triangle is for the saws. But I am not happy about that, because it's not the place where I want them. But I know exactly which one I want, so I'm going to select that soon. As well as you've got circle, which is check, and grapple. Now, grapple is a new weapon as well. Another weapon, shall we say, for you to do some pulling things and swinging across things. But check is basically you get Van Helsing to read things. But I don't like circle having that in there. But like I say, if you want them exactly as they are, then that's fine. If you're not satisfied, change it. Also, you got jump and dodge for X, for you to dodge around the place, as well as do some good jumps, which is fantastic for you to do. Next of all, on the right hand side with L1, that has got ALT weapon, which is basically where you can hold that button in, which will show you 2 sections or 2 things, which I will show you soon. As well as R1, which is aim, which is what you're always going to need, especially for the weapons. L2, which is where you can select and switch weapons. That's why it's saying weapon select. As well as R2 is basically finisher. which is basically something else you can use as well to knock some enemies' health all the way down. But some enemies, it won't do that. You'll find out some more information about that soon. So, if you're quite happy with that, with all the selections that I've got there, make sure the word is done in white, but I'm not happy with that. So if you're not happy with that, go to number 2, scheme 2. I'm pretty sure that's what SCHEME 2 is, but I'm just going to say number 2 and number 3 when I get to it. So with the middle one, that is number 2. You've got weapon 1, square, with pistols, jump and dodge with triangle. Ugh, that feels awful, or sounds freaking awful. And circle for weapon 2, the swords, X, grapple, and check. That is definitely not the buttons for my fingers to be touching the right ones at the wrong places. Like I said, if they're in the wrong places, have you touching the right buttons? If you're not quite satisfied, change it again. Excuse me, I've got a bit of hiccups. Okay, I think they're gone. Right, so you got grapple and check on X as well, and bringing up 2 other things that I said earlier. Hold L1, which is what that's going to do exactly the same. Aiming is on R1, L2 for selecting different weapons, and R2 to use finisher. Just like I said before, it will knock some enemies' health all the way down, and some enemies' health, they will not have all their health all the way down. And last of all, which is always the one I always like, it's always been the way I have always played it, because my fingers just does really well. Okay, so you've got square weapon 1 with the pistols, triangle for the grapple hook that you'll use yourself to swing across places and pull things, as well as pull yourself across. And circle, weapon 2, the swords, as well as X, which is always stuck with jump and dodge for you to know about. L1, which has always been the one that will show you 2 things, which I'll show you in a moment. And R2, R1, sorry, aiming. L2, select different weapons, and R2 to use a finisher to allow your enemy's health all the way down, and some enemies' health will go down a bit. Okay, so also if you want to switch your weapons, you can always use the right D-pad button, the left D-pad button, and down or up D-pad buttons to do that as well, instead of holding L2 to do the job. So once you've accepted what you want, press done, and then also what you want to do is go to the very bottom one, which is accept and exit, and then press the X on top of that. But also if you have put it on a certain one and you're not satisfied of what you wanted, especially if you've been testing the controls out, go to reset to that last one there, and it will send it straight back to everything that it was before. So once you're happy, press X and accept it, and off you trot. Right? Okay, so as it says, L2 for the other bit, which is where I said it will show you something, which is what it will show you is the thing that will involve your health bar, which is the red bar there. Also, on the right hand side where the pistol is and the saw is, there's also a light blue bar. Now there are 15 black squares for the red bar. There's also 5 blue squares. That 5 black squares for the blue bar. There we go. Never mind. Okay, so with the 15 black squares for the red bar, you're basically going to have to find 15 life increases. But not going to have to find 5 of them, though. It is because you have to buy 5 life increases. But with the other 10 black squares, you have to find them. But with the light blue bar, with the 5 black squares, you just have to buy them. As well as in the middle, there's a green God symbol right there, which is your money bag for this game, where you can buy different things. But you can't do that right now because you need to do some other things first. Okay, so first of all, what you can do is go across a couple of inches by picking up these 4 right here, and go back a bit because you don't want to cut a scene out or trigger a scene. And so yeah, the green things, which is a God symbol, they are going to creep up a bit by bit when you're picking up several of those, which is what you want to do so you can buy things. So on the left hand side of this corner, as well as if you want to go for the right side, doesn't matter which side, you'll find some more green God symbol, as well as a statue where you can smash that with the sword by pressing the circle button. Also, you can get some green as well by smashing the statue. Also, you can smash a load of different things to get some more. So, when you go towards the right, all you've got to do is just walk towards the edge of each one of these pillars. And just make Frellas and walk very slowly. And then eventually you'll just walk into one of those green things and then you'll collect it. Also, a statue on the opposite side. Same sort of place as before. Right, next. When you move ahead, just like this, you'll hear this.
Show yourself, Dr. Jekyll. Seems that memory of yours is getting worse, Van Helsing. The name is Hyde, remember?
Oh yeah, I remember. But do you remember when you've watched the film? That's great, but if you haven't seen a film, it's not a problem. It is basically when you saw the very start of my recording where I sent a little video clip for you to see. That is basically what that person is. That was having a walking stick in a nice t-shirt or jumper or whatever it was. And then when he took a glass bottle of something, and then he turned into almost completely naked. And basically when he dropped a glass bottle, and then sooner or later, Van Helsing was standing by the window and started shooting. So yeah, that's the person of the voice would be coming from. Also, you'll find 2 statues on either side of this chandelier thing on the left. Also, you'll find another 2. If you just smash for some more green, God symbol right there. Next of all, you might want to stand by the statue, then press the triangle button, which way you have to check and grapple whichever section of the settings you have done, on whichever buttons you have allowed your mind to say I'm happy with the controls, and just grapple and check. For Van Helsing to read this and some other things you can read, especially this thing will give you some green. How about that? Right, next of all, what you can do is go straight towards that red bit down there if you want, which is allows your health to go up if you sustain some damage from an enemy. But also, when you see this thing, or just this area that we're in, it is basically like a test run. So you're testing your skills and everything else and how to do things. That's what this place is. It's just a test run of how you can do some good things, as well as a test of what you can find to do whatever you need to do. Like as in find a red one that just popped up just a moment ago from one of those pillars to say, yep, that'll top your health up and you'll be all good. Right, also you'll find the 2 statues on this side as well with another chandelier. And there are 4 chandeliers and 2 on either side to make 8. As well as the green bit there. If you see that Thanos hasn't picked it up, just walk him towards a bit more towards it and he'll pick it up. So yeah, there's 2 there where I'm standing, or was. Another 2 here. Another 2 here. And another 2 right here. So yeah, there's 8. Right, also what you can do is jump on top of it, or just jump a little bit for Thanos to pick it up. And then go around to the other side of the inside of the arch bit, or wherever it is. And you'll find another statue and some more green god symbol. And just keep going around and around. Doesn't matter whichever direction you go, just go round and around, and then you'll pick them up and find some nice statues to smash, basically. So yeah, make sure you do that and grab as much as you can, because the things with these god symbol things is because some items will get expensive. You'll find out sooner or later what I mean by that. Right, also there's some green, and jump on top of it. And now when you've done all that sort of stuff, jump on top of it and press R1 and triangle if you've got the settings like I have, where you'll find an orange symbol there, which is asking you to do the grapple hook for yourself to pull yourself up, as well as a green bit here, as well as a gate. Now, if you did press the triangle, well, it's locked with the gate that is locked. So don't think about doing anything else apart from swing across this chandelier, which is what you got to do. R1 and triangle with the grapple hook again, and press X and let go of all the buttons, and you'll land pretty much safely up here. Okie dokie. So next, you got a brick wall here, but there's nothing there, so you're gonna have to go to the stairs. Right, before I do anything else, so you're wondering, how do we do the light blue bar and how to use it, and what is it? Well, the light blue bar is ammo, which is basically some powder that can do a lot of damage, as well as how to use it, which is basically push L1 button, and when you push it, the light blue bar will go down a little bit, but if you press the weapon 1 or weapon 2, you'll make it go down a bit. Alright, but also if you push the L1 by accident, make sure you push it again to stop it from running out. Okay, so make sure you do that first. Right, also with the swords and the pistol, they will both use the ammo. So, you've got 2 options. Use the swords or the pistols, whenever you want and however you want. Next of all, You got to go upstairs. So go upstairs. Well, I'm going to do that in a minute. Right. Let's not do that again. Right. Up the stairs we're going, which is where you got to go. And the door will open up. And there's that voice again.
Pathetic little quest. The one you think will reveal your past.
My past is not your concern.
Wouldn't you like to meet the demons of your mind? You're nothing but an empty puppet of the church. A marionette on a string. Let me help you. After all, I am a man of science.
You are a murderer.
Ah, the pot calls the kettle black.
I destroy only what is evil. You are wanted for the killing of 12 innocent men, 6 women.
4 children, 3 girls, and a rather nasty massacre of poultry. Yes, I'm well aware of my past. A man has to eat, doesn't he?
Not when he's dead.
Uh-oh. Do you know what that means? Well, it means that we're gonna have to fight him. And so, once again, as I said, it is a test run with you practicing with the pistols and the saws up against your enemy, whichever enemy it is, as well as where it's going to show you whichever buttons for you to push, which is square and circle for me. But like I said, with the control layouts, where you can check out which buttons are which to do weapon 1, 2 and all that sort of stuff, and doesn't matter whichever one you use, it'll show you the show you the shape, which buttons to push, and you know what you're doing. As well as when you press X, which is what it's going to say for you to press continue with, and when you do, it's going to allow you to say about hold down your aim button. As I said before, you need to always keep that in for aiming at whoever you're up against. So always do that, unless you want to do something stupid. But it's okay if you don't, because what I mean by that is that you can run away. As well as the hat that Van Arsen's holding, you're gonna need that. You will need that. So make sure you keep that. And also all I'm going to say for now, but if you've played the game before, you know exactly what happens and why you need it. But if you don't, then you've got my help. And when you've watched me play it and you think, oh yeah, I like that game, I'll have a good crack at that, and you know what you're doing. Okay, so once you press X once again, it will stop. And also this guy here has his name. He has his name, as well as a red bar that you can knock down. Also, if your hat falls off, you're going to need it, so make sure you pick it up. But if you're up against an enemy like this, you can just leave it. Also, you've got barrels and boxes tucked in these pillars. Also, what you can do, this game, just smash them. Also, if you don't want them to get to you, like this, which is what you want to do, because you can find some other boxes and barrels and all sorts of things that you can smash yourself. Smash for yourself. So he can't get you. Because at the top there's a red bar, and mine's down a little bit. So, if you found all the... But some boxes and barrels will be hidden. So if you think you found them and smashed them, move carefully to another pillar so he can't get you. This is what I've done. And he's stuck himself over there. So he can't get me. But when he jumps... Also, when you smash barrels, if you look carefully, that my red bar is creeped up a little bit. Because I did take a bit of damage. So if you smash barrels and boxes, you can get some red God symbol instead of just green. So those are the two colours you can get hold of. So once again, how have I fucking got him from there? Oh. So once again, when he just about gets himself stuck somewhere or jumps in the right place, move away and get into another pillar so you can smash some more barrels and boxes where you can find them. And once you've done one side, move to another side, which will be on the left, which is where I'm going, where you find some more barrels and boxes, and hopefully just try and get him to smash some more, or just stay out of the fucking way. Also, I'm going to walk into him in a minute. Right, now with that green thing that you can see right there, if you're not noticing they're there, and when they flash, they will have a few seconds before they disappear. So make sure you grab those if you really want them, but they are there and they will be anywhere. There's still barrels and boxes will be around the place. And also he seems to get himself stuck in all sorts of places. And some all over here. So yeah. Also, like I said, with the ammo you can use on the swords or the pistols, just do that if you really want to. Right, also if you have seen the film, you know what goes on, and also his health is all the way down nearly. So what I'm going to do is just do a couple of jumps and make sure I pick the hat up and finish him off. So once again, if you've seen the film, you know exactly what goes on. But if you haven't seen the film, you're about to find out. So what happens? Larson gets his arm, his swords, and cuts his arm off, which is hide. And well, he's going to jump, and he's pissed off, and he slings Van Helsing up in the air on top of a balcony of a building.
I think you'll find the view from here most...
And he slings Van Helsing all the way down, and then he gets his weapon, which is the grab hook. He gets that slings straight through his chest and dangles from his back, and he will land nice and safely. And then Van Helsing pulls, and usually in the film, Hyde pulls that and he says, "My turn!" But he doesn't say it in this game. That's where Van Helsing gets him through the window, and usually in the film, he usually lands on his back, but in the game, he has his face landed on the ground instead. And there it is. A test run, that is a mission that has been completed with 12 minutes and 9 seconds. Best kill is on the list, which is only 1. shots fired with the pistols, which is what the shot fired is basically asking or letting you know. We've done 33. And with the saws, which is where the name of it, that will be MELEE, and hits, as well as how many times you whack the saws on enemies, which allows me to have 18 on there. Damage taken, which is basically allows the enemies to whack you and do good bloody damage, but he hasn't done a great deal because I've got 30. And power, which is the green stuff with its other bit that's got GLYPHS, and we've got 1006. So basically, how many you pick up, the number will go up. And if you don't want to do nothing, then that's fine. As well as finish with Howden, yes, and there's a specific reason why you want that to say yes on every single mission there is, because if you don't, you won't get a specific thing. Right, also you've got Armory and Continue at the bottom. Now with whatever you want to make sure the word is in white, as well as you're wondering what is Armory. Well, Armory is like a shop where you can buy things. And of course, in Armory, you wonder what is in there. Well, you've got loads and loads of things you can buy, but there's a couple of things that will not be able for you to buy because you need a specific number. So, you have got Life Increaser, that is 1000, which is basically for your health bar to creep up. And there are 5 of those for you to buy anytime you want and however you want, because the problem is the price will go up. I'll explain to you about that soon. Next of all, you've got Life REPLENISHL, that is 500. Now what this pretty much a nice offer for 500. And what this is gonna do is allow you to use to top your health bar to go back up, especially if you took a bit of damage and you think, I need a bit of health to go back up. So I'll use one of these. As well as in another section, which I'll explain to you soon. Next of all, you have got Ammo Increaser. Now, once again, as you can see, there is 1000, just like the Life Increaser is 1000. As well as the Ammo Increaser allows the light blue bar to go up into one of those black squares. As well as I said, there are 5 of them. Same thing again. The price will go up when you buy one, and they are both the same. The Life Increaser and Ammo Increaser, they are both the same, because the price will go up whenever you buy one, as well as basically they are both going to allow one of the black squares to be filled up, and however you want. So you're wondering, what is the prices for those both things, the Life Increaser and Ammo Increaser? Well, they start with 1000, and the second one will be 1500. Another one will be 2000, and another one will be 2500, and the other one will be 3000. So be very, very fucking careful how you buy these things. So there's 5 each for whichever one you want, as well as each one you buy, the prices will be the same price every time when you buy one of them. Okay, so don't worry about if when you're buying one that will say 1000, and when you buy one you think, why is that 2000 instead of all that sort of kind of thing. So yeah, they're both going to have 500 on top of each one when you're buying one. All right, So every time when you buy one, 500 will go on top of the next one, and another 500 will go on top of the other, and so on and so on. All right. Next of all, you've got ammo, REPLENISHR, which is next, and that is up to 500. Now, what this will do is allow your light blue bar to go all the way back up when you've been using the ammo. And I'll explain to you some more about that soon as well. Next of all, you've got speed boost that is up to 800. Now you're wondering, why the fuck is that up to 800? Well, this thing will allow you to run fast, as well as the weapons can go really fast. And how long it will last will be 20 seconds. So that is why that is up to 800 there. Next of all, you've got dodge fire. There's 1,500. As well as it will involve 2 weapons, but I'm not going to go too far into that. But if you can read it as quick as you can before I end up switching it. As well as way to do this is push the R1 in and press the square. And hold the square button in with the R1 and press X. And push L3 towards the left, right or down to do a side roll to whichever side you want to jump in. And you can do a back roll by pushing L3 down. That's how that works. Next of all, you've got grapple strike, which is worth 500. This weapon to hurt enemies with. If you don't want to hurt enemies with it just now, or right now, you can leave it. Next of all, you've got grand strike. That is a darker colour than the other ones, is because you've got 1,500 for it. As well as what this will do is asking you to hold R1 and push L3 up, which is why it's saying push forward. That's why it's asking that bit. And perform a MELEE attack, which is the swords to do a good attack. To strike and pop and sometimes pop enemies that have fallen on the ground, which is a nice little thing for those swords to do. If you've got 1,500 for it. Now you've got no up, that's 2,000. That is what is dot, because I haven't got it because I've only got 1,006. So this is 2 Joe fart. And hold your 2 Joe attack to flying your 2 Joe BLADES at opponents. I'm pretty sure that's what OPPONENTS is about to be. So that's 2,000, so I can't buy that. Air hop, there's 1,000 for the swords. So the 2 Joe one is for swords, and so is the grand strike. So going to go back to air strike. It is 1,000, it's for the swords, as well as you can pay for it if you really want it. And also what it's going to do is, after holding the air strike button, which is the circle button for the swords, to rise into the air and press a DIRECTION, whatever it spells to be as well, and tap X to jump on thin air, which is what Van Helsing can do. How about that for 1,000? But I'm probably not going to buy nothing. Also, you have got this one right here, which is a new weapon you can grab hold of sooner or later. And the name of it is SCIMITAR. As well as you can do swinging with it. You can swing with that weapon. After a grand strike, which is what you're going to have to pay for first, hold R1, press forward, L3 up, which is what it's asking, and aiming with R1, which is what it's asking as well. And attack with the weapons, which is the name of it, that's got SCIMITARS, to perform a spinning, and the name of the weapon as well. And basically, you can attack the enemies by spinning with those weapons. As well as this one right at the bottom, that's 2,000 again with the swords, where it's got the MELEE, and of course it can do some explosions. I'm pretty sure that's what EXPLOSION is about to be. It's 2,000, by the way, don't forget. A ring of ice or fire explodes. EXPLODES, I'm pretty sure that's what it's spelling to be. from the last hit of your Alternative. Well, the spells to be exactly as well. And ammo, which is the light blue bar you will need to use, which is L1 button to do that, as well as it can do some combos on there. And the very last one on the list, which is finisher slot, is 2,500. Now, you'll start with 3 of these in the game, as well as once again, you can knock some enemies' health all the way down, and some enemies' health will not go all the way down. Especially someone like Hyde, for example, his health will not go all the way down, but it should do, as long as you've got 4 then, because you can buy another one to make 4, as well as you can buy another one, so you can buy 2. So the first one will be 2,500, as you can see. Now you're wondering, what is the second one going to be? Well, it's 3,500, so be very, very fucking careful how you pay for that, or any of those, by the way. Next up, we're not buying nothing, and we're going to continue on mission 1, which is the next one.
We need you to go to the east, to the far side of Romania. 450 years ago, a Transylvanian knight named Valerius the Elder allowed his son, Vladislaus Dragulia, to commit a great evil upon the world. As a result, a terrible curse was cast upon his house.
Dear.
A curse that cannot be lifted until the vampire is driven from their land. 9 generations have perished trying to break it. Only one survives. The Princess Anna. If she dies, the spirits of her ancestors shall never enter the gates of St. Peter. They will be forever damned. When we found you crawling up the steps of the Vatican half dead, it was clear that you had been sent to do God's work. God is not to blame for your past sins. But if you pass this test of faith, He will help you rediscover your past. Transylvania is a land plagued by tragedy. And Basiria, a village where you will encounter the dead far more than the living. Do not be distracted by these wayward spirits, my son. Find the village fountain quickly, for that is where the path to Dracula begins.
So, you heard him. We're going to have to find the village, as well as that is where the path of Dracula begins. So if you know who Dracula is, that's flicking great. But if you don't, then that is absolutely fine. As well as if you have seen the film of Van Helsing, you know if you've seen the film of Van Helsing, you know exactly who the fuck is Dracula. But if you haven't seen the film, that is absolutely fine, because you can find out who Dracula is when I get there in the game. So, once again, when you press the X button, we're going to have to say goodbye to the train. Oh dear. So we're going to have to say goodbye to it. When it leaves, we'll see this guy, which is Valerius, and he's a ghost. And he's going to wander off. And he's going to stop. Of course he bloody won't. He won't do that. Okay, so. Right. Now. Basically what we're going to have to do is follow him. As well as when you move a couple of inches, there's going to be some boxes and barrels and some more words. And what that's going to allow you to know about is that you can smash them. As well as you know before, I have smashed a couple of them on a test run with hide. You could get some green god symbol and some red for your health to go back up, as well as buy some things with the green god symbol. As well as I haven't bought any, as well as explain to you what you can buy and what they do. So, here we go. Right, now, you have got box and some green god symbol. As well as you can come up it, where you can find some more barrels and some boxes, but there's 2 boxes there. And over here, 2 barrels for you to smash, and around it towards the track. And don't worry, you will not be run over and you won't be falling off. Even if you try and make Van Helsing to do that, it won't work. Okay, so find a barrel tucked in this corner, and 2 boxes. Now you'll find this thing, which is a orange or a yellow colour. Usually it's an orange. I'm pretty sure it's a yellow. Now you'll find several loads of these symbol things around in certain missions, as well as there'll be something in it. Now you're wondering what the fuck is going to be in there. Well, there'll be a couple of different things in there every time when you find one, as well as you're wondering, can I destroy that? Is it easy enough for me to do? Well, you're about to find out soon. Right, also, you'll find a barrel and a box for you to smash, as well as you find a little carriage or trailer or some kind of thing. As well as if you look closely, there is a white thing right behind it. I'll try and move Van Helsing a bit. You might be able to sit underneath a wheel. And it's a white thing, which has got something that is something that you can get hold of. So, we'll leave that for now. So you can jump on the roof over here, where you can find some green god symbol. Or the god symbol, yep. Also, as well as you can find a chicken, which is supposed to be a weather vane. Now you can get the swords to whack it, to make it spin around and around and around, like it's dizzy. When you're doing that, you can get some god symbol for you to grab a bit more, for you to buy specific things that you might really are tempted to get an hold of. You think, maybe I need 3 of those, or 2 of those, or whatever kind of thing you want. Also, when you do the jump right to get on top of that roof there, which I have fucked up on, but oh well, we'll try again. And when you do, you'll land over it and you can walk across. As well as you'll find some more green god symbol, as well as the orange red colour thing, which is for the grapple hook. As well as when you stand by it with the pistols and the sword, you'll find your grapple hook with a orange or red colour to say you're near a thing where you can pull yourself across or swing across, and push the R1 and triangle to pull yourself up or swing across, whichever kind of thing you're at, basically. Also, R1 and triangle is required again, the grapple hook to pull yourself up on top of this thing. Now you'll find some green god symbol and something else in the middle. And what we're going to do is wait for the life bar and the blue bar to disappear, which is your ammo. And you'll be able to find a purple colour thing on top of it. Now, you wonder, what the fuck is that? Well, what it is a life increaser for your health to go up. But also, you'll find loads of these in any mission that you're doing. And when you do pick up one in the mission, like this one for a start, and you pick it up, I'm afraid it'll say you found one half of a life increaser. So that means you're going to have to find another one. And every time when you find one, you're just going to have to keep picking up another one until one of the black squares to be filled up in a red bar. Instead of just having just a little size bar like this. And also in the game, the light blue bar will be the same size as the red bar. So if you want any of those two sizes to be a bit more bigger, well, basically with the light blue bar, with the ammo, you can just buy the ammo increases. But with the red bar, you can only buy 5 life increases. And every time when you're buying one of the black squares will be filled up in red. But with the missions, you're always going to have to find 2 life increases for each one of those black squares to be filled up. Because like I said, there are 15 black squares in total. So make sure you just find 2 in any mission, and then one of those black squares will be filled up. So, back again. 2 behind this trailer, push the triangle button, and you'll find a cheat. Now you're wondering, where am I going to find the cheat? Well, what I can say, whenever I do pick up a cheat, I will show you which one it is and what it does. So when you pick up one, press the start button, so push that, and go to INVENTORY and press the X to select, as it says. Now, when you do that, you'll find items, weapons, and moves and cheats. Now, what you can do is do it the easy way by pushing L3 towards the left, or push the left D-pad button once. But if you want to do it the awkward way, push L3 3 times, or use the right D-pad button and push that 3 times. But do it the easy way by pushing L3 or the left D-pad button, and just push one of those 2 just once. I'm going to use L3. Okay, so there are 24 cheats in total. Now, there is one cheat that you can't get hold of unless you finish the game on hard difficulty, but I am not on hard difficulty because I'm on medium. But also what I'm going to do is, when I have finished the game on medium, I will do this game again on hard difficulty to show you which cheat you can get hold of if you complete the game on hard difficulty, as well as something else with these cheats, which I'll get to somewhere along the line. And there are 5 other cheats you can't get hold of unless you do something about it. But I will get to that somewhere along the line as well. So the cheat that you can find behind that trolley or trailer or whatever it is, the cheat will be this one right here. Big head. Now you wondered, or you probably already sussed out what big head is going to do. Well, if you haven't got a clue, then I will show you. But if you sussed it already, congratulations. But like I said, whenever I pick up one, I'll show you what it does and just let you know it is there. And also, when you've got it, the word will go white, as you can see, as well as a box that's right beside it. As well as when you press X, it will be selected for you to see what it is. And here it is. Big head. It makes Van Helsing of Hugh Jackman's head flicking big. How about that? Okay, so back to this. Now you wondered, can you destroy that? Well, you certainly can. Well, what you want to do first is get the light blue bar running and press the circle for the sword. And make sure you stand at the right spot, and then push the circle button. And also when you smashed it, push the L1 button again to stop the light blue bar going down. As you can see, there's a bit of the light blue bar that's already gone down. But also, if you got the ammo on and you've made the mistake of getting Van Helsing to stand in the wrong place to smash it, and you keep pushing the circle button, then the light blue bar's going to go down a bit. Not a massive amount, but still, if you stand in the right place and just push the L1, if you push the circle button just once when you're standing in the right place, just push the circle button once and then push L1 to stop it from running out. But I've done it 2 or 3 times, so make sure you just stand there and just push the circle once. Because if you keep doing it when you're not standing right in the right place, then it's just going to go down. Right, so what's behind it? Here's another cheat. So push the triangle and pick it up. So you're wondering, what the fuck is that cheat? Well, you're about to find out. And what it is this one all the way down here, which is Ghost Body. Now you're wondering, what does that do? Well, it's all down to Van Helsing again. And the Ghost Body will make Van Helsing look like this. How cool is that? But now with some cheats, will be absolutely shit. As well as if you do die, these cheats will turn off automatically. Especially if you really like a couple of them that are fancy to you. Then just turn it on again and keep it on unless you die. But as this is going to be a complete walkthrough, I am not going to cheat. So, first, I'm pressing that start button and get those cheats off. But like I said, I'm going to show you what they do and let you know what's quite a nice set of ones there are, as well as some shit ones. But those two there, they are pretty good to me. Right, so what you want to do is go straight through it. As well as when you move ahead, across over it, you'll find something that's broken off. So you can't get across, as well as you'll find this thing. And the camera's going to move for you to point over there, towards that flashy thing in there. So, what you're going to need to do is jump off. Also, when you do jump off, you won't die or lose any health. So don't worry about jumping at a certain height. You'll be fine. Okay, so that's that. Next of all, you'll find another one of these same symbol every time when you're finding one. As well as you're wondering, can you destroy that? As well as what's behind it. Well, you're about to find out sooner or later, because you can't destroy it. As well as the only way you can destroy it is if you finish the game on whatever difficulty you are on. So we're going to have to leave that alone. As well as there might be something special for you to grab hold of. I'm not going to tell you, because otherwise that will spoil your excitement. So, what you will need to do is push the triangle button on this flashy thing, which will turn some cogs, which are 2 cogs, and turn them over to make this thing turn, which will slam, as well as it's got a hook on it, which will allow you to do something. Also, what you want to do is hop onto it, grab some green god symbol, hop onto it, grab some more, and then you'll be back up. And then once you move towards it again, you'll find this orange hooky thing for you to allow yourself to swing yourself across, which is what will happen when you push the R1 and triangle. And what you want to do is press X and push L3 a little bit towards the right angle, and you'll land on the opposite side. Also, next of all, when you just walk over here, R1 and triangle again, where you can find a nice pile of green. God symbol there. That's all you can do. So jump back down. And also next, when you move over it, there'll be a red colour like that saying you can't go back there. And the reason why, you'll find out in a moment, but there's also a windmill spinning anti-clockwise. And so, you'll find some skeletons. Very nice looking. And yeah, they're gonna come alive. So we're gonna have to defeat them. You can defeat them by the swords or the pistols, with circle and square, whichever. And also you're gonna have to jump away from them without getting whacked. And also, when you're fighting up against an enemy like that, the area you just come from, or any area, it'll go red, but some areas, the red bit will not turn up. So some areas will have red, some of them won't. So you can run away, or simply, you just have to fight them. Right, so, X 2 times, and then, oh, I thought I could get away with it. Oh well. Right, so don't forget the pistols and the sword, they will allow you to use the light blue bar, as well as R1 button with the aim. You're always going to need it. Also, these things will send a certain colour at you to try and whack you with, which that one I just killed did flicking knock a bit of health out of me. And also that one fucking did and all. Knobhead. Like me. Also, when you move ahead towards this bridge, some more words will come up to say about some other tips and tricks for you to know what to do. And L1, which is the light blue bar, but I haven't used that right now, so I'm not going to worry about that too much. And my words, and you can skip those if you want. You missed. Okay, so you've got a wooden door right there. Also, you have got something on top of the other side of the bridge, which you can grab hold of, which will be a life, REPLENISH up, that can top your health all the way back up if you have taken some damage. As well as I said before, in Armory, and when you buy one, it'll top your health bar back up, as well as it was 500 for you to pay for. But also, when you buy one, it will go straight into items when you go into INVENTORY, or simply walk towards one in the mission and press the triangle and pick it up, and you don't have to pay for fuck all. So when you go into army, it'll be 500, but if you find one in any mission, you can grab it for free. As well as you can only carry 3 of those in here. So your maximum number is 3 that you can only carry. So there's some more information about that. So you've got a wooden gate over there. Also, on the left hand side, there's a gate. But when you press the triangle, yeah, some more words will appear and it will say a locked gate. So that means we can't go that way. So if you're trying to get that way, I'm afraid not. Right, so next of all, over by the windmill that is just there with one of those arms. I'll just try and move myself in the right place like this. And you can see one arm going anti-clockwise that's coming towards the bottom, and the top one's just turning out the way from the screen just now. And then that will turn anti-clockwise, and another one will come from the left side It will still turn anti-clockwise, and as you may now know, you already know that each 4 of those arms are just turning. So there's that for you. Right, now, also you've got a barrel. If you just smash by it. Also, this thing, once again, with a symbol, this time, you can't destroy it. That's where you're wondering what's behind it, but you can't destroy it, so don't worry about that right now. As well as, if you go right in this corner right here, you'll find yourself using the grapple hook with R1 and triangle. And when you do that, you'll stand on top of it, where you'll find a life increaser, which can be your second one if you want it, by pressing the triangle. But I am not going to push the triangle, because there's a specific reason for that, but I'll explain to you sometime. So it's there if you want it. Right, so once you've dealt with all the skeletons, you can go back through that way. But one thing is, if you finish a mission, which is mission 1, if you finish it, I'm afraid you can't go back there ever again, unless you finish the game on a difficulty that you're on, and you can go back and get those 2 cheats that I have picked up, and of course that life increaser. So if you don't pick those 2 cheats and that life increaser, you can't go back there and grab those if you finish mission 1, as I reminded you about that. So yeah, if you don't want to grab those 3 things, that's fine, because you can always go back there and finish the game and grab all of them. It's all down to you. So if you want to grab just the cheats, that's fine, but it's all up to you. So just remember, you can grab those 3, as well as if you do miss any and you finish mission 1, you can't grab them. Okay, so there's that. Right, so next you have this thing that is flashing. Now, what that is, it's a challenge, as well as you're going to need something to unlock it, because it is locked, so you can't do nothing with that either. So next of all, when you go towards this gate, which is a wooden gate, you'll hear a dog barking, as well as when you push the triangle button, which is where you can get to this side instead of being on the opposite side where I've just come from, as well as more writing will come up, as where it says combos, as well as it's on about attacking on your enemies. As well as I'm going to skip all this because we want to move on. As well as you'll find some more boxes and barrels and more skeletons. As well as, once again, you've got the ammo, which I'll show you what the pistols can do. They do a fucking hell of a lot of damage. Now, when you're using it all, without forgetting about turning that off by pushing L1, it's up to you. But if you've used it all, just use the pistols and the sword as they should be, and then the light blue bar will go up to the top, as you can see right there. Also, when you're smashing barrels and boxes like that, they will either give you green or red. As you've seen, that the last one I shot smacked before I smashed this one over here, it did give me red. So it's going to allow you to top your bar back up, which has done a bit of mine. So you'll find 2 barrels there, 1 box there, and of course you've got another barrel just here for some green for me to grab hold of, as well as you'll find 2 areas. you've got some steps here. And of course, you have got this direction. We're not going to do that right now, because we want some more green and possibly some red. But also, if you want your health to go back up instead of smashing barrels and boxes, press the start and go INV word, and just go to items and press X, and then it will bring your health back up. Okay, so there's those. Next of all, if you go this way, you'll find a box. Also, when you get towards it, some more skeletons will appear for you to kill, especially if you want some green. God symbol for you to buy things. Also, don't forget, these things can whack you. So make sure you move out of the way. Also, what these things can do is send a load of wind or some steam for them to whack you with, as well as 3 barrels on the opposite side to get all the way over it. When you move a bit more further over it, you'll alert more. And just move out of the way just to stop them whacking it. But if you do get whacked, don't worry, you'll be fine. Get out of my fucking way. Oh well. Oh well. Right, so when you do die, like I said, your cheat will be unticked. As well as your health bar will go back up to the size that you start off with in the game, unless you have picked up 2 of those life increases. Excuse me. Oi. Here, have some of this. Now fucking get out of my way. You back at it again. Fucking get out of the way. Fucking pricks. There we go. Now we're free. Right, some barrels and boxes for you to smash. Also, what I'm going to do is move away from that for a moment and get another box smashed up and get over here to send some more. Need to grab some more green. But also, if you do die, the green amount of God symbol that you pick up, if you check how much you've got, they will stick to the same number, and they'll just go back up when you're picking up some more. Okay, so it doesn't matter if you die or not, because the number will stick to whatever it was when you saw a certain number when you was picking them up. Okay, right, now this thing right here, when I did this game a fair few years ago, maybe in 2014 or even less than that, it must be at least about 2015. And when I come to play it one day, I knew that there was one thing, which would have been a life increaser. But there's a different thing down here. So, if you have not played this game and you think, oh yeah, I'll play this game, and you go into this area and you think, oh yeah, there's a life increaser, I'll grab that. But as I said before, if you have played this game a lot and you know where the life increaser is, especially this area, and you go into it and you say, oi, where's the life increaser? Where have you put it? Why have you stuck this thing here? And you want it, where's the final life increaser? Where the fuck's it gone? Well, I can help you to find out where it is, and then you'll be able to have the final black square to be filled up where the last one is, where the pistol is and the saw is. Okay, so I'll help you find it, because I've done a bit of research or a couple of bits and pieces to allow it to be filled up, instead of having one black square that's never been filled up. So you're wondering, what the fuck's that? Well, what it is a ammo, REPLENISHL, for your light blue bar to be filled up. So once again, start and go into INVENTORY, which will allow the ammo, REPLENISHL, to go into items with the life one is. And once again, if you have got 3 of these 2, you can't carry any more. But if you want one of those 2 to be filled up to the size you did have, just press X and then it will fill up as it says at the bottom. Press X, use this item. Okay. But also, if it hasn't been filled up and you go into the IN word and you press the X, yeah, it will disappear. So make sure you don't push that X when you know it is already filled up. Now underneath the red bar, there are 3 yellow things, which is to do with finisher slots. As I said before, that this thing will knock some enemies' health all the way down, which I'll show you on a skeleton in a few moments. But some enemies' health will not go all the way down. So R1 and triangle is the button to make Valas and throw one. And once again, this one wants to fucking whack me. What a fucking cunt. So watch this skeleton in the middle. He'll do that. He'll die. With his health all the way down. So yeah, there's that. Okay. So if you want to use one of those, R1 and triangle, R1 and R2. And then that'll do just that. Also, if you want some more green, kill them. If you don't, then you can just keep them alive. So yep, once you use 1 or 2, the only way you can get it to go back up, do not use them and just kill the enemies, and then eventually one will be covered in yellow and then you'll be all good. But if you die, then each one of those 3 will be all gone and they won't be yellow. So you have to kill some enemies again for each one of those 3 to be filled up in yellow. Also, when you go down this area, it will show you finish your slot, R2 button, and of course R1 for you to do what I just did there, is make Valas and throw one. Okay, so boxes, skeletons, and just flicking kill them. Kill them dead. However you want. Ammo, or just use the pistols or the swords. As well as hope and pray they don't fucking hit you. Also, if you knock some health out of some of them, you can let go of R1 and push it in again. And then eventually, the other enemies' health will change into something that's got a lot more. Also, once again, if you see some of these green things flashing, make sure you grab them, because otherwise they'll be gone. Also, I thought there was a barrel there, but I've forgotten. Right, so barrels will be tucked in this corner, as well as a barrel there. Also, what you can do is jump down where those boxes are, but I'm not going to do that right now. As well as, once again, you can kill that skeleton there, as well as you can jump down it if you want, or simply find some more barrels and boxes, but I'm not going to do that right now. Even though you're probably saying you're a bit of a freaking scaredy cat, possibly. But when you killed those, you can go through it and you can find a hole with R1 and triangle for you to push, as well as you'll find a weapon over there. As well as I'm going to run away again, because what you can do is grab the weapon if you really want it, which is what I'm going to do, R1 and triangle. and press the triangle button. And the weapon is, yeah, a shotgun. Right, also, when you do pick it up, you've got some more words where it says weapon select, as well as Van Helsing will find several different weapons. So when you find different weapons, especially the first one or the second one or any other, what it will do is select the one you pick up, and then you've got a choice between holding L2 to switch back to the pep to allow you to select the weapon you always fancied and just stick with it. So if you want to switch to the pistols, push L2 and push L3 up, or use the the up D-pad button and push that once, or even if you got the shotgun, push the down D-pad button just once. So it doesn't matter which one, up or down, and you'll be all good. Okay, so we're going to stick with the pistols. Right, so like I said, barrels, boxes, tables, you can only smash 2 tables at the moment, because the shotgun that was on top of this table, you can't smash it. As well as you can jump down and kick the fucking shit out of these things. Also, one's pissed me fucking right off, because he was punching me to fucking pieces, or sending a load of wind and just fucking doing me in. Also, when you go over it, you'll find a door that's got an orange symbol on it again, as you may remember. Also, when you kill 1 or 2 of these, also with a grapple hook, you can hold R1 and triangle to pull them towards you. You can do that. If you prefer to not wait for them to come to you, that's fine. Oh, shit. You missed. And so yeah, you've got that. Also, once again, you can use the ammo. You missed. Also, like I said, if your health goes down, you can hope and pray that your enemies will give you red, and you'll be having your health to go back up. So you'll be all good. Also, like I said, you can pull them towards you. Also, I thought I was going to fucking whack me then. Shit. Oh, fucking what I did. Little bastard. Also, like I said, when the green stuff flashes, make sure you grab hold of them. Is that all of them? Looks like it to me. And the only way you can tell, the sound will do just that. Right, so some barrels and boxes, tucks around here, around there, and also in this corner there'll be something behind it. You won't be able to see it, but there is something there, so push the circle button, as you heard the smash there. There it is, for you to grab some green, as well as some boxes for you to smash to get some more red and some green. Also, you'll find some more boxes. You can smash those if you want, but I'm going to leave that because I'm probably going to end the video in a moment. Also, you'll find this thing right here. You're wondering, can you destroy it? As well as what is behind it. Well, what's behind it? It's another entrance towards another part of mission 1. But we are not going to do that right now, because we are going to move back towards the other side. And when you're going back and forwards to places, what it'll do is save the game. So if you look closely on the left-hand side of the screen, pretty sure it's left. Yep, there's a little symbol on there, which will show you a little circle thing to say it's saving it. So when you do, it's going to save the game, and you can just have it saved. And so there it is. There is my first recording, and I hope you've enjoyed it so far, and I shall catch you on the next one soon. Take care.